both presidential campaigns and the candidates speaking right here in Milwaukee.
We've got team coverage for you to break down what each candidate had to say.
And let's start with the concert that was in West Dallas, where Vice President Harris rallied with her supporters.
Yeah, a little help with some musical guests as well. Stephanie Quirk live at State Fair Park, where this event really went for hours, but it's all clear and even packing up now.
Absolutely, yeah. Harris finished her remarks about 40 minutes ago, so you can see it's already cleared out here. But according to the Harris campaign, they say there was around 12,000 people here tonight. Now, many of them were supporters, but we did hear some protesters about 5 minutes into Harris's speech. Many of them were protesting the Israel-Palestine war. About 5 minutes. They were quickly escorted out about a minute into the speech. Now back to her speech, she made several promises to her supporters here tonight, including her goal to restore Roe v. Wade and protect abortion's rights in Wisconsin. She also says she pledges to make decisions with people on both sides of the aisle, and along with several others tonight, echoed the message that she wanted for people not to just get by, but to get ahead. As I mentioned earlier tonight, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, and award-winning Grammy artist Cardi B also rallied in support for Harris tonight. There was also several criticisms of Trump throughout the night. Take a listen.
He wants to put them in jail. I'll give them a seat at the table. That's what real leadership is about. That's what strong leadership is about.
Now, among the many musical artists that did perform, there was also a surprised speaker, Keegan-Michael Peel. So that was a big surprise. The whole crowd went wild when he came out. So he was one of the speakers, along with Cardi B, who spoke about 20 or so minutes before Harris came out here tonight. Obviously, you can see it's all wrapped up, and lots of people have cleared out. But of course, we'll check back in tomorrow. Reporting live in West Dallas, Stephanie Quirk, FOX 6 News.
Stephanie, there are just 4 days left. And I have to imagine a lot of people were excited to be there, assuming they're supporting her, but also to see all the celebrities and folks that she's with. What was her message as far as keeping going, not just assuming this is a done deal?
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of her reminders to the crowd, is if you haven't voted already, you can still register to vote on Tuesday, on Election Day, and just the importance of voting, specifically here in Wisconsin, in swing state Wisconsin. She did make several other stops today in Janesville and Appleton. So this was the final of 3 today across Wisconsin, making her final push to voters, Sam.
Clearly, they both campaigns think it's still very close here in Wisconsin. Stephanie Quirk, live for us in West Dallas. Thank you. Well, just down I-94, Republicans returned to the home of their 2024 convention, where they nominated former President Trump almost 4 months ago.
And they're hoping to send him back to the White House next week. Jason Calvi is live inside Fiserv Forum. And Jason, the former president has been speaking now for more than an hour and a half.
Yeah, he's still going here inside Fiserv Forum. He started off with some mic problems, actually. The folks that are sitting up in the nosebleeds here at Fiserv Forum, they started chanting. They actually interrupted the former president, chanting, "Fix the mic, fix the mic." And it seems like the microphone's been fixed. They actually changed out the microphone. He's now holding it. It was originally in the mic stand on the podium, and he's been making jokes about how, well, it weighs so much, and it's like he's doing weightlifting by holding that thing. As you can see, he's right here inside Fiserv Forum, continuing to talk for now. He's going on here for about an hour and a half. He talked about Wisconsin here. He talked about how winning Wisconsin means they'll win the whole road to the White House. And he talked about Brett Favre. He said he loves Brett Favre. Of course, Brett Favre rallied with the former president in Green Bay, and he's endorsed former President Trump. He also talked about Giannis. He said, he asked the crowd here, who do you think's more Greek, Giannis or him, former President Trump? He also criticized Illinois' governor, J.B. Pritzker. He said he couldn't use the word fat, but he did have some choice criticisms of Illinois' governor. And, you know, the road to the White House really runs through these battleground states like Wisconsin. There's only a handful of toss-up states, about 7 of them across the entire country. And so both campaigns, you're hearing from Stephanie earlier with Vice President Kamala Harris. You're seeing the former president right here. And they're really rallying for votes here. Is 5% of the state potentially still undecided in the latest Marquette poll. So that's really what's at stake here. So they're really laying out their closing arguments here. Here's what the former president had to say to the crowd here at Fiserv Forum. Listen.
And we have a country that's going to hell, but we're going to turn it around very fast. And I'd like to begin with a very simple question. Very simple. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
So that is the former president's closing message to Wisconsin inside Fiserv Forum here. And he said one of the things he's going to do is secure, as he said, in his words, secure the border and boost the economy. You know, before he spoke here, he was joined by RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who actually is still on the ballot in Wisconsin. It's really interesting when you look at the latest Marquette poll. It showed RFK Jr. getting about 5% of support in battleground Wisconsin. So RFK Jr. out of the race now, is still on the ballot, and is urging people here in Wisconsin to vote for former President Donald Trump. And, you know, you think about 5% that he's getting in that Marquette poll, and you really think about what's going on in this battleground state. 4 of the previous 6 presidential elections were decided by less than 1 percentage point, some 20,000 votes, separating winners from losers both in 2016 and 2020. So that's what this is all about, really trying to rally these grassroots supporters to go knock on doors the next few days, call their loved ones, text people, and really get that message out. This is one of the messages that they're sending to the country as they try to win the White House. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Jason Calvi, thank you. A late night for supporters of both campaigns.